It is the 41st Farmers Day celebration, and this morning we come to you with a Farmers Day edition of ABC in the morning. You see me in my heart. These are our mothers in the market who've been selling the produce that our farmers bring in. We're so excited that you have joined us today on ABC in the morning. You know what? I'm going to take this hat off so that I do not have to be moving my head. But this is great to have this on the table. We really celebrate our farmers giving us the food that we eat, the kontomire, the bordier, the ntoswa, or the garden eggs, the plantains, and the kontomire. We're so grateful to you for the food you give us, every single thing you give us to eat. We'll show you some of the food stuff we have brought into the studio today to celebrate our farmers. And so happy Farmers Day. You see the banche, you see the baire, that's the cassava, and the yam. We are so grateful. We are grateful to our farmers for putting food on our table. Every single day we go to the market and we get food to eat. Courtesy the hard work that our farmers put in. We're so grateful to them for all that they do. We can never underestimate the work that they do. We're so grateful, extremely grateful to our farmers, all farmers across the country, from the very small scale farming to the largest scale farming. We thank you. We really thank you. Our fisher folks who also fish and bring us some protein to eat, we thank them so much. But today we come your way with a Farmers Day edition of ABC in the morning. We'll bring you so many conversations that you would love. As usual, we'll bring you the front story. On front story, we'll be looking at the conversation around the office of the special prosecutor. The majority in Parliament is asking for the scrapping of this office. The Speaker himself has waded into the conversation, and he also believes that the office must go. Yesterday there were some conversations around the office of the special prosecutor. Majority Chief Whip said that he would want the Parliament to invite the special prosecutor to answer some questions. The minority stood to their feet. The ranking on the Economic Committee, Honorable Kujum Oponkroma, said that, well, majority, because now it touches somebody that you're affiliated to, you feel the pain. But we've been calling for a long time that the special prosecutor be brought to order, and other security agencies that are abusing their offices be brought to order. And so if you want the special prosecutor to be invited, then you should be looking at inviting all other institutions, all other state institutions who are abusing their powers whilst carrying out their duties. Today we'll have some conversation on front story concerning the office of the special prosecutor, the work it's doing, and whether it leaves anything to be desired. Again, we'll bring you our main discussion. Today on our main discussion, let's talk about farming. Let's talk about farmers. Let's talk about our agricultural sector as a country. So many times we have come to the conclusion that if Ghana will grow, it will mean that we would have to invest more into our agric sector. It's the agric that we have, and it is what will grow Ghana. But you know what we've been doing against agricultural sector? We've been harming it by galamsey and other activities that are very harmful to the sector. And so today we'll talk about farming and better appreciate what our farmers, what those in the agricultural sector would expect that we do and do better. We'll also bring you ABC Speaks so that you would hear what we have to say on some conversations. And then we'll bring you the latest in the world of sports as usual. Today we understand the World Cup draw will take place. The world of sports will bring us so much that we will appreciate. And then my favorite part of the show, Ghana Speaks, where we'll open the phone line so that you too can call into the show. And today, my conversation, let me give you the topic for calling today. It is about farmers. Call us and talk to us about our farmers. What do you think we should do better for the agricultural sector? And so this is what I have for you today on ABC in the morning. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, ABC News GH. And you can also interact with us via socials at ABC News GH. It is the 41st Farmers Day, which is happening in Ho, and so you should be rest assured that when the Farmers Day celebration begins in Ho, we will take you there. But we have started our celebration here on ABC in the morning. It is a happy Farmers Day from us here at ABC. I'm wearing my farmers hat, my market women's hat. They've been selling all of the produce, and we really appreciate them. They sit in the sun, they wear these hats just to be able to sell and give us food, put food on our table. We can never underestimate the good work you have been doing. I am ABENA Mante, and I'm so pleased and honored to come your way this morning with the Farmers Day edition of ABC in the morning. Right after this break, we'll bring you some discussions on Front Story. Stay with us.
Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah. Yes, me. I've got it.
Now add your Gino Jollof mix.
The perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. And there you have it, your original Ghana Jollof.
Jollof so good. Jollof so good. Tasty, yeah.
What is going on here?
Enjoy Jollof the Ghana way. Gino Jollof is made with the perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. It's time for Front Story here on ABC in the morning. And today on our Front Story, we take a look at the Office of the Special Prosecutor. For a few days now, he's really been in the news, the Special Prosecutor, from petitions that have been sent to the President for the removal of Kisie Jabeng from his office as Special Prosecutor to detaining Martin Pebu, who has been very vocal about his office and has even called for his removal. Following the detention of Martin Pebu, the majority in Parliament says Kisie Jabeng, and his office as Special Prosecutor are really abusing the office that has been set up for which Kisi Ejabin occupies. And so we should take a look at that office. To a very large extent, scrap the office. The speaker himself has even weighed into the conversation. Is that what we need at the moment? Is that office not living up to standard? Is that office out of place to be an office that goes after corruption? That is what we want to look at today. Yesterday it was an argument in Parliament. It was a debate in Parliament. The Majority Chief Whip, Honorable Dafia Metpo, spoke, and then Minority Ranking Member on the Economic Committee, Honorable Ponkroma, also spoke. I do want to bring you that video so that you can listen for yourself. So take a listen.
Was invited by Office of the Special Prosecutor. He presented himself willingly, and somehow he got detained. Until about after 10 p.m. he was still in detention, and he was supposed to have been granted bail, given onerous bail terms. He should produce property, landed property and all that. And Mr. Speaker, we cannot do this at this time. The Office of the Special Prosecutor has abused his powers in this matter. And I will not hesitate to say that this house, we created the office, and the Office of the Special Prosecutor, if it continues to abuse his powers, then we may have to abrogate it. Let me place this matter on record, that this house, we shall be inviting him to come and brief the house the circumstances under which he will detain a citizen under such whimsical circumstances. It is untenable. And yesterday his conduct was frowned upon by the entire nation.
If we agree that a prosecutor fighting corruption needs to be resourced, why have we not been resourcing the Attorney General? Why do we establish an entity out of the functions of the Attorney General and resource them more than the Attorney General? And even after doing that, it is still not delivering. So, Mr. Speaker, yesterday I'm told, I didn't see it, but I'm told that your predecessor, the Right Honorable Michael Quay, who spoke here on TV3, indeed recommended that this house should abolish it, that we should use a private member's bill to abolish it. Mr. Speaker, let me sound a warning that abolishing it will not let off the hook, those who we are considering prosecuting for violations of the law when it comes to corruption. I can assure you that abolishing the Office of Special Prosecutor will not let off anybody that is found culpable or who has violated any of the laws of this Ghana when it comes to financial accountability. Zacchaeus will not be let off the hook, I can assure you. So people should not see the call for the abolition of the Office of Special Prosecutor as an indication that those who are going to be held accountable will be let off the hook. Indeed, I will ensure that the process is even expedited. But I am strongly of the conviction that the Office of Special Prosecutor should be abolished. Whether we are going to do it through a private member's bill, as advised by Michael Quay.
The Office of the Special Prosecutor must be abolished, and that is Mahama Ayariga, the MP for Boko and majority leader in parliament. Let's have some conversation. Vitus Azim is an anti-corruption campaigner. He joins us. Mr. Azim, good morning and thank you for your time.
Yeah, good morning. You're welcome.
You listen to the majority leader, the majority chief whip on this matter about dissolving the office of the special prosecutor. What is your reaction to that, sir?
The office of special prosecutor must not be scrapped. We need it. I have maintained that the mere existence of the office of special prosecutor scares people from engaging in corrupt acts. If the head or some other individuals are not performing to satisfaction, they should target those individuals and have them removed, but not to call for the scrapping of the office. Various state institutions, even including Parliament, have sometimes failed Ghanaians, but that has not warranted a call for them to be scrapped. The special prosecutor office is important and should be rather made to work. We should put them on their toes, let them do their work and not scrap it. If there's a need to deal with as I've said, the individuals involved, let's deal with the individuals, but not the office.
Some people say that the majority is holding this view because someone they appreciate or like is the one who is the latest in the special prosecutor's hands, as many will call it. That is why they are calling for the removal. And so this is reeking of hypocrisy on the part of majority, because in the various persons whom the special prosecutor has been going after, the majority has not had an issue with him. And so for you to raise concerns because one person whom you like or to some extent are affiliated to has been detained by the office of a special prosecutor, you are crying wolf. Really, is it about hypocrisy or inconsistencies?
Yeah, I shall restate again that it is not in no grounds to target the office. Yes, individuals must have not done the right thing. So if you get those individuals to do what is right, or get them punished, sanctioned, maybe by removal or whatever. But I still don't think that there's any grounds for scrapping of the office as at now. There are some institutions we just pay them, they just their salaries and they sit there. We don't see what they do. Yet these institutions have not been scrapped.
Mr. Azim, the petitions to remove the special prosecutor Kissie Ejabeng, is it too premature?
Well, I haven't had access to the reasons for his removal, and so I wouldn't say that it's premature or that it's mature. The people who have petitions would have they have evidence, grounds for which they are calling for his removal. I believe one particular ground would be the way that he handled the Oforiata case. Whether if it is investigated, it will show whether he actually deliberately allowed the man to leave the country, or he couldn't have done anything about it, or he did something only that it didn't work. So, yeah, the petition, it will go through the process, and let's see the outcome.
For you, has the special prosecutor Kissie Ejabeng lived up to expectations of the office he occupies?
No, for that I would say no. The office has not lived up to our expectations. Okay. You see, with the establishment of the office, there were high expectations. Now they're going to come and just we see people being jailed, money is being recovered and all that. But we are not seeing that. And see, for you, when you are assessing an anti-corruption institution, those are the two things to look at: the number of successful prosecutions and the amounts of money that have recovered that were illegally taken. But we are not seeing that. So definitely, the office has, I won't be talking about the individual, the office has not lived up to the expectation of many Ghanaians.
And well, Kisi Jabin has been very much in the news, talking about some of the cases that he is pursuing and all. Wouldn't you think that we should give him some time, seeing as when it comes to prosecuting high-level issues such as the ones that he's talked about, there are so many stumbling blocks on the way, or that impede his office to do the work, and so we should rather give him some time so that he can achieve his goals.
There are stumbling blocks, yes, but if there are stumbling blocks that he cannot clear, then Matamido has shown the way. He should resign if he cannot do it. But those should not be used as excuses, especially if those stumbling blocks are not legal. Of course, when you take a matter to court, you can no longer control the pace. You cannot control the pace of the case. But there are certain things that do not end up in the court. If you see that the executive that has appointed you is making things difficult for you, maybe you have to bow out of it. I think that should be the way forward.
In this case, why are we not holding the entities that are interfering with the work of the special prosecutor accountable? Because it looks like it's him but nobody, and so his frustration is also growing.
The frustration may be growing, but which institutions has he reported, named that these people have deliberately interfered with my investigations? And not just naming them, but reporting also to the appropriate authorities, like they have petitioned against him. Has he petitioned formally against any institution that has failed to collaborate or to provide information that he needs to do the work, to carry out the investigations?
And so the fact that he has not petitioned or written against anybody, it means that at the end of the day, all of the blame should be placed on his doorstep or at his doorstep.
Yeah, because it will be speculation. Because if you are working, it's supposed to be somehow independent. And so if you are supposed to be independent, there's clear evidence of interference or refusal to cooperate with you. You have to take the necessary steps with those or against those institutions that are doing that. But if you don't do that and you just verbally complain, I am not sure that anybody can take action on that, and that you should be forgiven for that.
You don't agree with the scrapping of the office of the special prosecutor, but for the actions of Kisi Jabin, it makes him unfit to be there, as many are saying it. What then becomes of this office? Because it seems that anybody who's occupied it has not really lived up to expectations as many would have expected. And you say that any anti-corruption office will be looked at on two levels: the number of successful prosecutions and the monies you have recovered for the country.
You see,
what
we've just had two instances.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough for you to conclude that anybody you bring is going to fail. You can get somebody who come there and re-engineer the whole office, and you start seeing results. You see, I don't think that it's enough to just try two persons. And I don't know whether you adequately say that Magnamido failed. But it's not enough to just adequately try two persons and just say, oh, it means that we failed, so the office should be scrapped. I still don't agree with that.
Mr. Azim, when presidents come into office, they have 4 years for their mandate. After 4 years, if it's the person's first term, you can decide to renew the mandate or kick him out. And that is with regard to how well they have served as president. Same for our MPs. And so for an office that has been working for the past 7 years, If we're going to see its viability, shouldn't we have seen it by now?
I don't know why you are insisting on this, but I still think that we need more time.
Okay.
We need to make some changes at the office, especially if we have problems with the individuals, and then we'll see how things go.
Okay. You say we need more time, and so Mr. Azim, what is the more time we need, and how long do we need to put in place the measures that you talk about to ensure that this office stands the test of time?
The more time will depend on observation of how the office acts. But the measures to put in place, one is the appointment process has to be transparent, and it has to be based on a meritorious approach. You see, we never see people the government advertising for a position of special prosecutor or any of these key positions. We must start doing that. Advertise, people who are interested will apply, they'll be screened, and then go through a competitive interview, maybe by a panel of the bipartisan panel, and even bringing in independent people like civil society to conduct the interviews. And then they make a recommendation to the president, and the president will announce. When you do that, the appointed person will not see his position or her position as being obligatory to the president or the executive. That is one. But the other side of it is also, when you are doing that, you are looking at people with integrity. People will be bold enough to do whatever they are supposed to do without fear of maybe retaliation or even annoying any other person looking behind you. So I think that we need to look at that. If we do that, and then we observe the people, and then as citizens, as parliament, as journalists, we also put fire to their feet and make sure that they sit up and do their work.
All right, Mr. Azim, thank you so much for your time this morning. We'll be looking forward to seeing the decision taken on the office of the special prosecutor, but we appreciate your comment on this matter. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Have a great day, sir. Vitus Azim is an anti-corruption campaigner. He does not agree with those who are calling for the scrapping of the office of the special prosecutor. He says we should give the office some time and better resources so that it is able to do the work it has been mandated and tasked to do. That all for French Story this morning. We'll take a break. When we return, Samuel Nimabo joins me here for ABC Speaks. Stay with us.
Rent back with the beer open. Come on, come see what? Where this guy? My friend, see before.
It's the Telestar Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telestar Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telestar Play app to obtain and start winning in the Telestar Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
When is campaign? If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto etiaka. Inti ene, uno banu mpe baby amubeda. Oh,
Oh, no, Abeka. You did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Aye easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Make easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine a sport without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
On the show, we shall start by interrogating your athletes' health matters with expert insight from our renowned medical professionals, providing you with actionable advice and cutting-edge knowledge to prevent injuries and optimize performance. They will connect you to the talking points where we'll bring you the big names, the famous faces, and leading voices on our radar in the world of sports for a lively conversation and diverse perspective.
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the talking points. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
On Ghana Focus, we shall spotlight our domestic leagues and heroes of other sporting disciplines.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC with Victor and the team as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
I recall that there was one time we left here at the dawn of the 25th. Members have urged leadership that want to avoid that. So, Mr. Speaker, this is the business as arranged by the business committee for next week ending Friday, 12th of December, 2025. I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. See, when you said we left here one occasion at the dawn of 25th, I read from Honorable ABENA Mante. I could read something from the map that it was rather the dawn of 24th. Is that not the... Yes. Anyway, honorable members, the business statement has been read to us by the Majority Chief Whip. We will invite comments on the... Yes. Yes, Honorable Kojo.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity, and I commend the Business Committee for the presentation that they've just done. Mr. Speaker, I've gone through the papers that are supposed to be presented next week. They are important papers, but there are some equally important papers that we have been asking the government to present to Parliament for several months now, and those papers are not being presented. This is about the programs that government has launched. And these programs, first of all, in and of themselves, remember, Mr. Speaker, now that the economic policy doesn't come by motion, we don't approve the economic policy. So the programs that they have mentioned in them, they are not programs that, as was being done previously under the old standing orders, would have received approval when the policy is approved. We keep asking, even if not for the purposes of approval, just present those program documents so that Parliament is seized with it, CSOs, general public, citizens can understand. Mr. Speaker, currently the government has launched 17 programs. The last time we talked about it was about 9. When it got to 11, we spoke about it. Now it's 17, not 1. Such as the Chief Whip is asking, may I give him a list? The AGRIC for Economic Transformation Agenda, launched on the 12th of April 2025, is not before Parliament. 1 million coders program, launched on the 16th of April 2025, is not before Parliament. A Jumeirah program, 28th of April 2025, is not before Parliament. National Apprenticeship Program, 1st May 2025, It's not before Parliament. Mr. Speaker, when an informal copy of the 24-hour economy document was presented to the Speaker, he actually advised that that one should also be brought and laid. That is also not being. There are several of them. I don't want to take too much time. But I think it's important that government brings these program documents so that scrutiny can be better established. That's my first
I think
point.
Yesterday the 24-hour economy was laid here. The bill was laid
No, the
here.
program document. The program document has been approved by Cabinet because that bill will emanate from the program document. It shows the policy direction of government. Previously, we used to approve the economic policy. So once you mention it and then you have that cover, you are fine. It's for their own good because there will be times when a question may come up and then you have the cover that the policy has been approved. So it's for their own good and it's also for the service of, it's also for the benefit of the oversight function. Mr. Speaker, another matter that I would have loved to see in the business statement is a matter of grave concern to a lot of parents and wards across our country today. WASI results were just released. There are distinct worries about the levels of failures in mathematics and, I think, social studies. You would have expected that by now we are programming to at least bring in maybe the Ghana Education Service, the Education Minister, or persons who are associated with it, so that first of all, we can get an empirical understanding of why. As at now, all you hear is people on radio, everybody giving their own interpretation, anecdotes here and there. It is important that a matter like this, the thousands of students who have been failed, their parents, their entire country has an understanding of why. And so, Mr. Speaker, I would like to encourage the leadership of the government benches to find a way to program as quickly as possible the Education Minister, maybe with the support of the Ghana Education Service, to appear before us and begin to give us an empirical sense of the why. That way we can tone down on everybody's anecdote and story and reason and what is now becoming unnecessary partisan politicization of the matter and get a clear understanding and, if possible, some interventions to resolve it. Else the fate of thousands of Ghanaian children are at stake. Over 200 and something thousand, we are being told, are at stake, and it's now being reduced to political football. I think as important as these ones are, this is a matter that should be programmed for urgent attention by Parliament. I thank Mr. Speaker for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Yes, Honorable Professor Nyako.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for indulging me. Mr. Speaker, I just want to bring this matter that has come before the House on several occasions, again, to the attention of leadership. It's a matter that has been overflowed. I'm referring to the defective air conditioners in our offices. I would like to know the updates. Because every time we bring this matter to the fore, we are told that it is being worked upon. We want to know update. If we have begun any procurement processes, let us know how far we have gone, because it is becoming a nuisance. Mr. Speaker, I've also observed that a question that I asked that has been programmed for today has resurfaced again on the business statement for Thursday, 11th of December, question number 316. So I would suggest that probably it is deleted. Speaker, one other issue is, remember I asked a question, 3 questions, number of churches, mosques, and shrines. And the week ending 31st October, on the business statement, 2 of them were programmed. The number of shrines.
You are welcome back. We're still in the Farmers' Day mood and Farmers' Day edition of ABC in the morning. Samani Mabo has joined me here in studio. Happy Farmers' Day, Sami. I know that your family farms, and so happy Farmers' Day.
Happy Farmers' Day.
We'll be expecting some farm produce.
You already have some there.
Can you eat all of this?
Sammy will be expecting farm produce. That's all I need.
You already have something. In fact, I want to borrow your hat.
What do you want to use it for?
I mean, it will look nice on me though.
To present it.
Yes, because we are doing the.
You can have it.
The Farmers Day edition of ABC Speaks as well. So
you can have it.
Let me see if it will fit me.
It will.
I hope it does.
It will.
Oh, nice.
That's good on you, actually.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Okay.
It actually fits me. So can I borrow it for a moment?
You can.
Because
but what are you telling us about?
Today we are coming to talk about farmers.
Great.
We believe that the Ghanaian farmers, with governments and successive governments, have played lip service
to them. Why so?
I mean, we've always touted that ourselves as agriculture being the backbone of our economy. But if you look at the investment and commitment we give to the agriculture sector, it doesn't match the words we speak. It doesn't match the kind of praises we give to our farmers, because year upon year these farmers continue to anguish in pain on certain things that government do not give them. Especially this year, we are seeing a lot of them cry over their crops not being bought, lack of market for.
You know, Sammy, let me let you get straight into the ABC Speak so that our viewers can better appreciate it. I love the hat on you. Don't take it off.
All right, thank you very much, Abena. This is ABC Speaks on ABC in the morning. I am Samuel Nyimabo. Today is the Farmers Day edition of ABC Speaks, 41st Farmers Day celebration. Now we are looking at moving from slogans to solution, rethinking Ghana's commitment to the people who feed the nation. Now, Ghana's 41st Day celebration, Farmers Day celebration, unfolds today with, you will see the grandeur, the colorful parades, the polished pitches, and the glowing tribute to heroes who feed the nation. But beneath this fanfare lies a deeper national contradiction. Year after year, governments exalt farmers in public while failing to address the chronic challenges that define their daily lives. The ceremony has become a ritual of praise without progress, a symbolic gesture marking decades of policy neglect. Across the country, farmers continue to voice frustration that this year's theme painfully feels disconnected from reality. In some regions across the country, food produce like tomatoes, vegetables, and other vegetables that farmers go into, they lament the lack of irrigation facilities, which leave them vulnerable to prolonged dry season and climate shocks. We had some just a year ago. In 2024, leading in 2023 to 2024, we have one of the prolongest dry season. In the northern part of the country, grain farmers complain about inconsistent fertilizer supply and the collapse of input support schemes that were once lifelines. Cocoa farmers too are raising alarm over dwindling income to rising production costs, aging farms, the impact of illegal mining on farmlands. It is against this backdrop that we've seen the General Agricultural Workers Union, GAU, issue a stark reminder ahead of today's celebration. They say that farmers cannot survive on praises alone. GAU criticized successive governments for paying lip service to agricultural development while failing to prioritize farmer welfare. Adequate extension service and timely access to input, the union noted that many farmers are still battling with late fertilizer distribution, poor road networks, and limited access to credit. And the absence of a reliable market system that have persisted for decades despite repeated promise by government. Even more troubling is the fact that irrigation coverage remains woefully low, still under 5%, meaning that most farmers depend on unpredictable rainfall. Post-harvest losses continue to hover above 30% for many crops due to the lack of storage facilities, processing centers, and efficient transport systems. These losses translate into billions of cedis wasted annually, money that could transform rural economies if proper systems were in place. Now, farmers themselves have become vocal in recent months. Now, we've seen videos from some part of the country in the Bono and Ashanti region. Cashew farmers have staged protests over falling farm gate prices. In fact, maize farmers are complaining over lack of market for their produce. Tomato farmers have repeatedly threatened to abandon the trade altogether because imported produce from neighboring countries keep driving them out of business. In the Western North, cocoa farmers continue to petition authorities about illegal mining that destroys their farmlands without adequate protection from the state. Yet every Farmers' Day, the nation gathers to proclaim farmers as the backbone of the economy, while the very backbone continue to bend under the weight of systemic failure. A Farmers' Day is to carry any meaningful. If the Farmers' Day is to carry any meaning beyond ritual celebrations as we are going to see today, Ghana must shift from ceremonial honor to substantive commitment. Governments must strengthen irrigation systems, ensure timely delivery of input, provide affordable credit, and invest in mechanization that reduces the drudgery of manual farming. Agricultural extension services must be revamped and depoliticized to ensure farmers receive technical support that reflect modern practices. Above all, farmers need guaranteed markets, as we are not seeing today. They need guaranteed market. They need fair pricing and strong protections against exploitation and land degradation. The people who feed the nation deserve more than speeches, plagues, photo opportunities. They deserve honor that is worth it. They deserve policies that honor their labor every day of the year. Until Ghana begins to invest seriously and consistently in welfare of its farmers, Farmers' Day will remain a national festival of praise, empty, symbolic, and disconnected from the struggle of those it claims to celebrate. So let's all do better. Let governments do better. Let all stakeholders do better for our farmers as we celebrate the 41st Farmers' Day celebration. Let this not continue to be the cycle of praise singing celebrations that at the end of the day we return to the situation where our farmers continue to anguish in pain, where their farm produce continue to deteriorate in the farmlands, where there is no proper irrigation system for them, where farmers continue to lament over poor pricing and they are being shortchanged to sell at low prices just to make ends meet. Let's do better for our farmers today. And this is ABC Space on ABC in the morning. Abena,
Sammy, let's do better for our farmers today.
Yes.
Last year, you'd recall when there was the dry spell.
it was bad. It was that bad.
Yes.
I mean, I'm from a farming community, so I wasn't there, but I got first-hand information of how devastating it was. And you know what was even more devastating? the support the government claimed that it was giving to the farmers. If you remember, the government was budgeting some close to 500 and something million Ghana cedis to tackle that dry spell. Communities in my constituency in the Tatalis Angulis district, most of them didn't receive anything.
They did not.
They didn't. Most of them didn't receive anything. In fact, today we don't know how many farmers got the support. The government gave a blanket figure, but if you go back, if we do monitoring and evaluation, you realize that the money, much chunk of the money, didn't go to the farmers.
Didn't reach them. Because I remember the number of times we spoke with the Peasant Farmers Association, and their leadership would talk about how the farmers were suffering. And so, like you said, we need to do better by our farmers. We should not only render lip service to them, we can go beyond. Today should be a day where we remember how our farmers have helped us. I look at the tomatoes here, I look at the garden eggs, the plantain, the kontomi, the yam and cassava down there, and our farmers, we really cannot do away with them. And that's even the little we eat, producing for the whole country.
It's not easy.
When you are trying to even do a backyard farm,
it's not easy.
It's not. So our farmers are doing well. The poultry farmers, the farmers producing the food, everything they do, we really appreciate.
Especially for the yam cropping.
Tell us how it is to grow yam.
It is a very difficult task. In fact, raising yam mounds is one of the difficult tasks to do.
How so?
Difficult the farming activity to do. To you know the yam mounds. This yam you see, one each is from one yam mouse. So if you have say 1,000 tubers, 10,000 tubers of yam, it means that you might have raised about that 10,000 yam mouse each for one yam. And to raise one yam mouse, it's not an easy task. And the cost of production, the cost that farmers spend because sometimes they don't have the energy. They have to hire some laborers to come and raise the yam mounds, and they pay them, and the cost is very high. Then after that, you have to buy the yam seeds, right, to sow them. You buy the yam seeds, you sow it. You have to weed in the farm. After that, because you see that the weeds come up, you have to weed. If not, the weeds will destroy the farm. You weed, and you weed like sometimes you weed twice, or you if you don't want to weed twice, you spray these weedicides, right? You when you finish raising and you do the sowing, you first one you do weedicide, you use weedicide to spray inside the farm. After that, then the next one is you use the hoe itself to weed. And in Ghana, we don't have the machines. There are machines that can actually raise yam mounds, mechanized, but we don't have that. So we still do manual farming. If my memory serves me, the last time I raised yam mounds would be 2018, and I'm not. It is 7 years ago. It is not a joke. It is not a joke. To raise 100 yam mounds is not a joke.
How many did you raise?
I think I could do it. At that time I could do some 100 to 200.
Hey.
Yes, but now I'm not sure I can even reach 100.
You're raising 100 to 200 yam mounds.
Yes, and that you even do that in hours because you don't use the whole day. Because you do that in like 3 to 4 hours and you are done. Hey. It was, and growing up we do that to raise money. You go and farm and you raise money by day and all of that. So the farm work itself is not a joke. Like, it's a serious work. Hard work goes inside. And then the farmers finish doing all of this. They harvest the produce and there's no market. And the market that is available,
the farm gate, yes, the road network is bad.
And the market that is available, cheap price. Sometimes they just end up giving their produce because they have to survive.
But it gets to the capital
and
we
it is expensive.
Pay for it.
I come to Accra and I cannot buy a tuber of yam. But if you go to my place, they buy 100 tubers of yam at cheap prices. But they bring it here and they sell it at a exorbitant price.
It takes me back to so many conversations we've had about farming and the road network, the lack of storage. Then the yam is just getting. I was going home and along the Dome with this a woman who sells a lot of yam. She piles them up, and she was just removing the sport yam. And I was so hurt. I was like,
it gets a lot gets rotten. If you go to Agoboloshi Kokoma yam market, you go there, a lot of the yams get rotten there because some are not willing to sell at cheap prices. and you see that the buyers who are buying want to buy at very cheap prices. So the people are not willing. So some get rotten there. At the end of the day, some just give it out.
We go and buy fried yam and we can't even afford it. So expensive for a
like
small
this,
one.
Like my finger, 1 CD.
Oh, it's sad. And at the end of the day, too, we are also letting galamsey fall our hands.
So I'm not, like I said, we have to do better for our farmers.
This
should be an awakening call to all of us, the government, stakeholders, to rally around and stop the lip service. You come, the budget, we allocate this amount of money for this, feed Ghana program.
And we're just talking about that. The ones that grow from the land.
The same issue. So we have to do better.
We can do better. Our fisher folks.
Yes,
we are in December.
Yeah.
People start putting up small cages to sell their fowls.
Yes.
The fowls.
Yeah.
Yes, and I can't imagine the work they've done
to even raise. You know, when you're young, when you do all of that in the village, they do almost everything. Ahakakra. So they farm yam, farm maize, farm this, and they still raise some animals in their house. So it was like a complete farming. It's a complete farming community. Over there, and the government must turn its attention.
Well, in appreciating our farmers, let me extend our appreciation to you too, for the work you've done. If you have in 2018 raised 200 yam mounds, it means that somebody within the country must have eaten a yam that
from my yam.
That Sami grew. So Sami, happy Farmers Day to you. Happy Farmers Day to the Kokoba people. For the yams they give us.
Very much.
We appreciate the yams they give us and to all our farmers. But today on main discussion ABC in the morning, we are speaking to farmers.
So so let me leave you food that the farmers can.
But you don't go away with my heart. Sami, thank you so much. That's all from ABC Speaks this morning. Sami has told us that we really need to pay attention to our farmers, not just lip service. Let's take a break. When we return, we will bring you the main discussion. Stay with us.
About the new products of Gino. Stay tuned and follow me. Pacho, your first say. Okay. Into your first question, one say, we should Gino adverts now. Omo nyumbi, and they know omo can be woho. Omo can they?
No, my Chris, hi, and I know.
3 sentences, 3 words. Wait me a catch me, Gino, Bibi. Wait me a catch me.
Oh, you wanna.
But I want to mean Gino.
Wow, I love Gino. I can't miss this one. Is Gino pepper and onion?
Yes, that's correct. So here's your gifts for it.
Wow, thank you.
Hey, Gino. Tomatoes paste. And the onion, pepper womb, bibia womb. What about your love for no
Gino.
Perfume rice. Perfume rice. Different ones, Saba.
Aye. But we tomato paste near there, Gino.
As for that, the
perfume
rice. No papa near.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Aye easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Clerks at table that the motions should have been differently worded. That what you're doing now is adopting the reports of the committees. I have serious problems with them. I have raised issues with the Minister of Finance and His Excellency the President that we will need to realign some of these amounts to the priority areas that will even allow the President to lead the reset that he mentioned. The way things are going now, I don't think that can lead us to reset, because the agencies that anchor the programs, national programs, if not well resourced, you will not be able to change the existing framework, to start with the legal framework. Parliament has to do a lot to change many of the laws that we have. If not, we'll be caught by the existing law. And even though you have good intentions, legally, they will not be applicable. And until you amend the laws, you cannot implement the good ideas that you have. And so it means that Parliament has to work a lot. But what has been provided there for Parliament is woefully inadequate. The same for the audit service. The audit service, I just heard before I came in, the House adopting and approving it. You realize in the budget there's a provision to establish an audit value for money audit department. And there's a bill coming for us to do that. All that was being done by the audit service. And so if that is being done by the audit service, and you now think that there's a need to establish a specialized unit, they are all doing the same thing. That is auditing. One may be doing performance audit, one will be doing management audit, there is doing value for money audit, and you have various types. But what is provided for the audit service now is so inadequate that they will not be able to do the work we are doing, particularly as we have gone down to the district assemblies level and realize that your committees are being asked to now do audit work. And the local government and rural development committee, for example, started sitting like a public accounts committee. And so you need a lot of resources to be able to do this. We cannot continue to be budgeting the way we used to do. And so this is a very important matter that we should carry on board and make sure that we support the executive to realign the projections and the provisions they have made before this House. If not, please, let's forget about real democracy or true democracy, and we should stop deceiving ourselves. Please. There are some agencies, I think, in fact, this morning I heard you people talking about one of them, that is the OSP. And if you recall, during the deliberation on the OSP, a number of us stated on the floor of this House that there's no constitutional basis. But we wanted to signal to the world that we are going to fight corruption. At the end of the day, we have seen the results. And we cannot continue to allocate that huge sums to the same office when we are not getting the results. This is one of the agencies we should be looking at. It's getting almost the same amount like the Attorney General's Department. Please, let's face the bull by the horns and make sure that the right thing is done. And so I agree with the majority leader, and as we go through this, the Minister for Finance, I hope his representative is here. His deputy used to be around. Yes, the deputy, oh, after the deputy, I always see him. It's the minister who comes in from time to time, but the deputy is always around. I think majority leader will take note of it and apprise them of the discussions. And I'm happy that the House agreed that there will be some other committee of the whole or closed sitting to look at some of these major things. It's very, very important that as a House, we cannot continue to be failing the good people of Ghana. If we do our work well, we'll be able to curb corruption. We'll be able to hold the executive to account for its stewardship, not only in terms of money, but in terms of the trust that the people repose in leadership. It's very, very important. In the meantime, we may have to change the wordings of our motions that we can do in-house, and then we adopt the reports. And when it comes to the appropriation bill, then you have the opportunity to debate the policies and principles and then come out with the approvals of the estimates. With this, I put the question. And the question is that those in favor of motion item 28, say aye. Aye. Those against, say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. We now move to item 29. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, even before we take the motion, in your remarks, you raised the issue of the Office of Special Prosecutor and some discussions that took place earlier in this House. Mr. Speaker, I think that this House, as a body, needs to take some firm decision on the issue of the institution of the Office of Special Prosecutor and make sure that we take advantage and realign our Constitution properly. Mr. Speaker, yesterday, the office arrested and detained a legal practitioner by the name Mr. Martin Kwebu. Mr. Speaker, it is obvious that that practitioner had publicly criticized the manner in which the special prosecutor was going about performing his functions. He was invited, and I'm told that at the entrance to the office of the special prosecutor, he sought to address the media, which was objected to by the security detail at the office. And I think there was some altercation between him and the security responsible for the building that houses the special prosecutor. Subsequently, it was ordered that he should be detained. It took the intervention of most Ghanaians on social media and people calling the special prosecutor and demanding that he should.
You're welcome back. You're still watching ABC in the morning. We went to Parliament so that you will be abreast with what happened yesterday. It's time for our main discussion, and we're looking at the agri sector. Have we really treated it as the backbone of our economy? We'll start our conversations by speaking with persons within the sector. Today I have joining me a fisherman. He is Daniel Ni Ako Peko. He he joins me for conversations. We are an efficient community. ABC News GH is an efficient community, and so I was just right to speak with the people who feed us, who bring us all of the fish we eat. They go onto the water and they do not return without bringing us something to eat. And so I'll start the conversations with Fisherman Daniel. Mr. Daniel, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Where you are, don't worry.
You are now.
You are a fisherman.
Yes.
Yes. For how long have you been fishing?
29 or 30 years.
29 to 30 years. Hey, fishing for a very long time. As a fisherman, the fishing you've been doing has been good to you as a person. Fishing, it can look if at all life as a person.
Fishing, nichumo kopane.
Okay.
Kefi, ona kefi otomo. Fishermen say, majority jimeni amenye school ameya. Yo mena letomo kubolo ya nuchumo. Si wile ya nuchumo woya nuchumo kopane.
Okay.
Ni BP noni wile fiyoji ke amete wo ni amenashika abayi no work at yabana no nisani asave kenya woseko ona no ehani nuchumo fiyotomo se na mobehe si fishing nuchumo papani.
Okay.
Nikeji uyo baloke eko towe wose inyo iyo ebuabo yegba piano onyo ko ekomeko bi ke ya school enibi skeji o misuse ska le ona ke nuchumo nuchumo papani.
Okay. Well, I just asked Daniel about fishing as a career and whether it has really added some value to his life. He tells us how, when it comes to fishing, many see it as a work for dropouts, and we perpetuate the stereotype because a lot of fishermen believe that if I get the money and I spend it today, I can still make it tomorrow. But fishing is one that, if you are diligent with, you'll be able to make some money and then use it to better the lives of your children. Mr. Peko, in fishing, the work you've been doing for the past 29 to 30 years, how would you say government after government have helped your life? Government near Bani ahani fishing, you money in your field, ya stand there low.
Keji maji oyemo na His Excellency John Dramani Mama Ewa wile iwa.
Okay.
Nwele kan wi noe ingbe eguo ingbe government eguo John Mama eye ebua wile ojogban.
Okay.
Eye ebua wile ojogban. Le bonema put yemo maha. Another question.
He says that the president's government, President George Romani Mohammed's government, has really helped farmers, and so it means that their lives are doing well. But we know how tough your work is. Yeah. You go onto the sea to make sure that you bring fish home. How long do you take when you go out to fish?
Okay. Baby, when you watch your I've done 12.
Okay.
Lo when you watch your 11, 12, 1, 2. What is 2:30 to 3.
Then you go on the water.
Yeah. Was 9 a.m. lo 10 a.m.
That's a 1-day fishing trip.
Yeah.
Okay. And is that the regular one that you go every day?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, hook and line. Hook and line, then where are they? They was showing maybe 5 a.m. Was either 4 p.m. low 5 p.m.
Then I think that There are types of fishing.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you run us through?
Well, I want to see long hook and line. Hook and line. I want to see when you were your 10 days. Keji bonisa ne wana lowe. Wana na kan watch your no. When your 10 days. You come 9 days, 8 days, 7 days, 6 days. Keji ukelowe yakwe. Ni onale mla le ubi she no keke oku ose. No bonde yole.
Wow, interesting. Spending over 6 days, over a week on the water just to fish. What can you think? Go and spend all this time, all of these resources. Understand like she can't be a fishing name.
She can't me. Ekumeni when you go buy 7,000. Danny.
Before you can go and fish.
Yeah.
7,000 cedis.
Yeah.
What do you use that for?
We by ice block.
Okay.
Fish. We used to fish. Fish.
Okay.
And food stores.
Okay. So 7,000 cedis just to go and fish.
Yeah.
What can you tell me?
Then we're here premix.
Premix fuel.
Fitahi.
Okay.
Yeah.
But can you have fishing in your fish bar? Do you get market for it? The market in na shikani asani na.
Wana.
Okay.
Wana shije dagmi. Eko mereni ubanyo yobani ubanyo nashikani oketi shekwe noni nyana yese ishe noko. Shi ake no chumo da na hiwo no chumo fe no chumo le profit and loss. Mweno wana wo ba gbeshi shinu echun ake nle sanu wo onyo oya no ekwe wo nyumba ba fe bodromo keke no tawo oni ne ishe no
okay ake na sometimes na shika is it that Kenya ke fish ba market be
dabi ekwe ni boni sanu na fish ona na kan
okay
ona noji no ne hani o ni jue na kan
okay okay. And so you talk also about premix fuel. Some time ago, fishermen you complain yakeshi premix fuel ijalebawa, and so for the farmers, fishermen had been talking about how premix fuel had become quite expensive, and so they couldn't pay for it. Abene, how is it?
It's a lie.
It's a lie. It's not expensive.
It's a lie. Amaleni, ke fisherman ko ke premix jalawachon mo egbe government egbo
okay
ke fisherman ko ke premix jalawachon egbe government egbo
okay
iye la premix mini poemi me ni ho premix la mfita he
okay
1 gallon
of premix
1 gallon 25 cedis
okay.
What be ake enya ho super petrol 1 gallon.
Okay. Well, premix 25 cedis. Is that how it has been the whole time?
Oh, beni ejishishi ALS. Shike abanno no go feel.
Okay. Well, last year by this time were you buying the premix fuel?
Last year, we only tomo 23 series.
Okay. Your premix fuel, ejalawa.
Ni yo ibuawo. No le can you na kan government ibuo.
This government alone, every government neighbor.
No ni oni inchion jomama gbe tan. Jomama ibomodin ehawele wa.
Okay.
Ni jomama ba ikwawele ojugba ni ikanoko ba ni tun akeshi closing season.
Okay.
Closing season yen wo wele wona ise.
Okay. Okay, that's why you are saying Mahama Mahama's government is doing well as the presidency, because during the President Akufo-Addo government, they were closing the season, and it wasn't helping you. Why wasn't it helping you?
You are done. The question will be me. yeah, when Gashipon here, I will chief fishermen ni majority Jimmy na me yakubu down. Wo tomo menini ntashine ken je wile acha Jimmy, je chief fisherman Jimmy. Lo kaji ikwe aya meeting kwe me iya iku acha mi iku. She will acha me ama me Jimmy na me ya meeting.
And you are saying they are not fishermen?
Not all of them.
Okay.
Je mafemo ni ete wodan.
Okay.
Me ko me na me ya ko wodan. Shi ame ya pe ke ayu ama me chon ame dwemmo. Shi be pie ke ji ni bi ko me ba ya no sana hala wele onupa na me te wo keche na me le kri kede ke ni yo wo ya mi. Be mi ni ake nalo ke be mi ni ake nalo. Na do ni yo no ni yo any akubado government take closing season yet yawo wo gamenfe wo afibia me ni wo ke yo festival.
Okay.
Na kan bia me wo ke na earrings.
Okay.
Ona na kan bia me wo ke na earrings ni na kan bia me no wo ke asha red sniper ni ji chile. Waka yo afile na kan bia me ni ame nga insure na.
That's September?
No. Ame nga tomo first July June.
Okay.
Ni kaya July ke bote August be mi ni woke na lo Lohani wile nakambiami wile kena ameshka.
Okay. So at that time they closed it at a wrong season.
Yes.
What time would you have expected that the government would have closed it?
Either April, May.
Okay. So for the closing season, it shouldn't be blanket. It shouldn't be everywhere.
Yeah.
You should pick every region or every town and decide which is the closing season. Nakai. Would you have expected that closing season many yola amenoafi April May
dabi
ekole many yo
kaji awumla ko sani mla emogana fe.
Okay.
Shi bemi ni sani mla achuni ji April lo May.
Okay.
Nka kashi ni ganyo jimi wo August mean wo festival wo be sani na kan time anman show ya game sika wo mla sani mo fe mo wona bonu ni yo shi no ni ba yi ba bu awo no ji no ni yo.
Okay.
Easter bi ami
okay. Also, we're talking about the fishing season. Mr. Peko tells us that he's excited about the work President Mahama's government has been doing because since President Mahama's government came, there hasn't been any closing season. And that piqued my interest, finding out if they had issues with the previous administration's closing season. And his is that the period between July and August when they were closing the season was not the best because that was the time where the Homowo festival was being held. And during that festival or during the festival, they were able to get herons from their fishing and also some red snappers. And so closing the fishing season at that period meant that they were not going to get to fish and then sell and make money, especially as the festival used red snappers for the celebration. And so he would say that if there was going to be any closing season, it should have been during the Easter period. Is it that Easter Day, you don't get a lot of fish?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, woman, be meaning.
Okay.
Oh, call for try.
Okay.
No, Nakambia me, Woya, 3D.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's what Mr. Peko makes us understand, that during the Easter period, the winds are stronger and they don't even get as much fish as they would have gotten. And so if there was going to be any closing season, it should have been at that period. And he says that some of the decisions were taken because some of the persons who contributed to discourse about closing season are not people who have very long experience in fishing, like some of them. Says that their fishing associations, some of the heads of the associations are not experienced farmers, experienced fishermen. Well, I'm a bad experience. I'm a bad heads of the association.
Okay. In labor, I'm put you more. Tomo Janoko.
Okay.
Ni eshe Oshinana. Ekwe aha onyaminu eko. Eshe boje definitely le sani bo oni ni ashe no. Keji noni akeha abue ni ole ni chumo aba chonbo.
Okay. Yes, inishishi.
Gameke aba chosebo. Lo aba chen la jon awo odami. Bona. Noa ebale na kan. Si blema binu wadala ko meni yo wila cheme many etewu na mele krike deke yewu ya me.
Okay. All right. Mr. Feko tells us that some of their leaders who are the chief fishermen are at the moment not even fishermen themselves. And so it's like they are being taught, and that is what has gone against their work. But well, let's look at Mashibo in a very short time. As fishermen, many one celebrity farmers, they fan your father here. What are your expectations? Okay, government, John Mahama government, any government that will come, ba fake hanye, koninye nichumo ayano.
Yo, you are done. No kumbe, ni dalmi issue ni government afeji. Sani afe insurance how?
Insurance for fishermen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keji wilenyo iti waun ni ikbo inagbe fio inagbe fi papa mino ni yo na kan tomonchon ye ma mi ye wile jime ni miss use of shika wile dwe wose ake wose hiwale ni nyene wose ibeje me don no sanima gbe mo no machu ke mashi ke se bi ni ngbojo ni yen ma ya don ko ni ma enjoy iska shinwele ife nakai mi wo isusumu ji ake government efe noko ni enye what benefit ye mi wose.
Okay.
No banye eye ebuawo.
All right. Well, Mr. Peko says that if there's one thing that any government can do for fisher folks, it will be to put them on an insurance that they can access at the end of their fishing career, because many fisher folks, after they have retired, really do not have anything to fall on, especially as some misuse their funds. They see it as a come and go situation. If I get the money today and I spend it tomorrow, I will get again. And so they do not raise property, they do not really invest their monies. And so at the end of the day, there's nothing to fall on. And so he will implore government to introduce an insurance scheme or system for them so that they can have that for the future when they retire. Insurance I'm opinion yes more.
Oh, yeah, no pe. She ni bi kokome ni ibanye yi buawo. Wose.
Okay.
Bi antone le ona se na mo.
Okay.
She wose ke onye oyadon obana akashi bibi ni challenge ye. Se na mo ibai.
Okay. She akanya ba we abanye nye jeni achon ya keshi
aba chonwo. She tamomra mi chonye wele je mo fe mo ji me ni amete school down. Me nyu ameba ke headgate wo ye ne kan majani bi ne here me kume ba jwe bi kume ni wana ke me den che ka amete ami ba don ona shi lele noni ameke ba yemu na ameke ba yemu papa ni eko every week low every month ulake sanima woto neke wose mi no shi amenu
well, because of that say can't ameba don okay so for the insurance companies that have been going to fisher folks, Mr. Feko says that please when you go still come back. In ending you've been working for 30 years 29 to 30 years as a farmer, as a fisherman. In the next 5 to 10 years, what do you expect you see within the fishing sector to see nye damoshiwa
nani ma answer oyiwe mo shini ntabi antone nuchumo po eje
nini wo
nani wo nuchumo eje eneleje nine nwela amla lo efen ba yiwe noko ngbawo
okay ni igba anyana
lighting fishing, illegal fishing, plastic.
Lighting fishing. Okay, lighting fishing. Mini lighting fishing.
Lighting fishing. Tomo mami no yake ni small light na meke mo lo. Okay. Watch la illegal fishing.
Okay.
Ona. Te actually te me come use of cupboard.
No make feel.
Cupboard ke analoa ke wo nu emi domo wochela ke bonu wo yo chuna emi atwate gas awo bi ene ona ke wo fen wo ba tom ye wo keke ba to wo be ni de se wo no ka momo wo
oh
bona boni ni e yo na kanji lighting fishing ke ake light wo nu emi lo e baba buwa light ona nete hu na kaba molo ake cupboard
warming
ake wo nete shishi wo keji lo entawoni ameya nu shishi cupboard ha na ameya ameba anwe bonu shishi no keke nini ishe ameno igbawona
egbanya na ona
ni nese eche no wona no ni wo ni anye a stop ni ne plastic le un gbawo na wa no ya fishing ni ke o meya plastic son won pa amla lo efai ni wo ku se wa ko blema paper bag
me ni blema paper bag
Blema paper bag etamo blanc paper nakanji boni eyo shi ke noko liquid yemi melt etamo nlebonima for
okay
for
what you should know instead of plastics
no poto
yeah
shi plastic
ipoto
noni ji enyo one palm la lo efai monofilament ifita illegal fishing one palm la lo efai ni achake nete ehawo ni ajie monofilament system emi
okay
de show ni ababa na ba ke shi lo monofilament by force shi lo eke ba fite okejo eyicho nindo ni yo na kan ke tafrache iya eni ye store ni kan ka use me ni show sani ahana me pashe me ni show ke ba to mo ko nu da ni da fitele lo ke padanu na ho da gbien be kinle mo ko ba nu no gba hona government echake net monofilament hawo
Okay. Well, Mr. Peko tells us that he is getting frustrated with fishing, and that was quite curious to know why he was getting frustrated with the fishing. Tells us that people are still fishing with light. For so long we have understood that it is illegal to fish in light in Ghana, but people are still fishing. Some are using carbide to fish.
Dynamite.
Dynamite to fish. There isn't dynamite to fish when they go into the water. There isn't monofilament net to fish. And so he's calling on the authorities to clamp down on these fishing activities that are adversely affecting the work they are doing as fishermen. And he's also calling on government to halt the importation of these monofilament fishing nets and lines, because if you're telling the fishermen not to use it and then those who import and sell are still importing and selling, it means that there's a break in there. And so these are some of the things he's calling on government to take a look at: the monofilament fishing lines, the illegal fishing that some fishermen are engaged in, especially using dynamite and light to fish. When you go and fish, Mr. Peko, some of your fishermen are used to these illegal means. As fishermen, what do you do?
Nani wonyo wofioji wakame yuo shi wileji nekomeni ametwe echimo nani ba yi buwa wofen ke oke amenyue amenu ishika ni tawo nunu tawo ejage shi benoni chon bani ena shika amlon shi igbewo fiu
okay
lighting fishing ke ajie lo lanijo lo mi edintun onu shishin mi lo san ni mo lo fresh ke laje mi efe black nchon mi ake ye ni papani sana ke kabad alo ddt amolo ni wo yewe wo mi je ni papani wanyo ya no ke me kuma yue amekanya ba bonnum ne ke illegal fishing ne anno ye nshoyi agbegbe me je mene kabashi be ne sani government anya je system me
okay
mo femu ni ba show no okay we are lighting fishing low dynamite low carbide low ddt sana mo bona je libo
okay all right
aje libo ni wo se ko ba no ke fe ni kasemo.
Mr. Peko tells us that this is a big issue in fishing communities. The fishermen or fisher folks even fight amongst each other. Some of their colleagues who are fishing with light, fishing with dynamite, fishing with carbide, and even DDT, to the point that when they get the fish, you can see the blood in the fish discolored. It means that it's posing health risks to us as a people. All of these things should be clamped down. He's calling on the authorities to act swiftly and even prosecute those who engage in these activities so that it serves as a deterrent to others. Earlier, he spoke about plastics being a very big issue for them as fishermen. They try to push their canoes into the water and they are facing impediments because of the plastics. And so he's calling on the government, on the duty bearers, to ensure that we go back to the period where we're using paper bags instead of plastics, because paper bags will disintegrate. They will not litter our water. And indeed, you go by our beaches and you see how plastics are really bothering us. It's not just bothering those of us who want to go and relax at the beach. It is also impeding the work of the fisher folk. Mr. Peko, yes. You are done pia keshin oba chon ni BP ni ye feel. And as today is Farmers Day, we wish you a big happy Farmers Day. Once only one hanya keshin nyenuchu mo dad became ye te nye ba na fish. Kwenye ba ho wo ba na ko yi ni nye hunye na shika ni nye kekwa nye bia he. Thank you for coming, Mr. Peko.
Thank you.
So joining me today, Daniel Ni Ako Peko. He is Ako. Peku. Okay, Aku Peku. He joined us today. He said so much that is happening within the fishing communities. But one thing that stands out is that he's calling for insurance policies for fishermen so that their future is secured. He talks about how fishermen can be quite flimsy with their monies because they believe every day they would get some more money. But then if there is insurance policy for fishermen, it will safeguard their future and the future of their families. And the things that are impeding them, the illegal fishing, the fishing with lights, fishing with carbide, DDT, all of these things are bothering them. And so government and duty bearers, the duty bearer should take a look at it and clamp down on these activities. That's all with our conversation with Mr. Pekun. We will take a break. When we return, we'll bring some more conversation on our farmers. This is the Farmers Day edition of ABC in the Morning. Do stay with us.
Pepper and onion, a delicious tomato mix with tomato, pepper and onion. No grinding, no blending. Ya yenina da da da. So pa mediane no abe.
Come on, Gino, do your magic.
And papa no kunu abe feel.
Tasty magic.
Gino Magic Pepper and Onion. The magic that brings them home.
This advert is FDA approved.
It is unconstitutional to strip the Attorney General of the power to be responsible for the prosecution of criminal cases. Even though there was a contrivance to struggle to appear to be aligning with the language of the Constitution by nuancing the processes for the appointment of the special prosecutor, and to say that the actual special prosecutor is being nominated by the Attorney General for approval by the Parliament. So in that sense, the exercise of the prosecutorial powers is being done by the OSP with the authorization of the Attorney General. It still doesn't make sense. The fact that we had to struggle and nuance the whole process clearly betrays the fact that we knew we were doing something that didn't sit well with our constitutional architecture. Mr. Speaker, the office has been in existence for how many years now? Close to 8 years. Tell me what is really the achievement of that office. What has been the achievement of that office? I cannot see my way clear in terms of the achievement of that office. I have consistently held the position that fighting corruption is not about littering the place with institutions. It is the political commitment of those who lead that fights corruption, not the designations of institutions that have been established. I believe that it is high time that this Parliament reconsiders its decision to approve the establishment of the Office of Special Prosecutor. I think that we should abolish it. I honestly think we should abolish it because we've experimented it and we cannot see any achievement. Major cases of clear corruption. Up to date, the office has not been able to do anything. So it cannot do anything. If the institution of Attorney General that we establish in our Constitution is adequately resourced and protected by Parliament and held accountable by Parliament, I believe that that office will equally deliver. No ministry, no office is established. If you look at the cabinet, no office is expressly established by this constitution apart from the Attorney General and Minister for Justice. It is the only one that is actually a constitutional entity. And so it is an entity that this Parliament should ensure that it is resourced and protected so that it stands above ordinary ministries and can ensure that criminality is dealt with in this country. Look at the budgeting. If we agree that a prosecutor fighting corruption needs to be resourced, why have we not been resourcing the Attorney General? Why do we establish an entity out of the functions of the Attorney General and resource them more than the Attorney General? And even after doing that, it is still not delivering. So, Mr. Speaker, yesterday I'm told, I didn't see it, but I'm told, that your predecessor, the Right Honorable Michael Quay, who spoke here on TV3, indeed recommended that this House should abolish it, that we should use a private member's bill to abolish it. Mr. Speaker, let me sound a warning that abolishing it will not let off the hook, those who we are considering prosecuting for violations of the law when it comes to corruption. I can assure you that abolishing the office of special prosecutor will not let off anybody that is found culpable or who has violated any of the laws of this Ghana when it comes to financial accountability. Zacchaeus will not be let off the hook. I can assure you. So people should not see the call for the abolition of the office of special prosecutor as an indication that those who are going to be held accountable will be let off the hook. Indeed, I will ensure that the process is even expedited. But I am strongly of the conviction that the office of special prosecutor should be abolished. Whether we are going to do it through a private member's bill, as advised by Michael Quay, or that we will call on the executive to expedite a bill that we will...
You're welcome back. You're still watching ABC in the morning, the Farmers' Day edition. We just had a conversation with Mr. Daniel Pekon, who is a fisherman, and he's brought our attention to so many things happening within the fishing industry and what government can do to help. Now let's have some conversation with the General Agricultural Workers Union. We'll be speaking with Dr. Pascal Kaba. He is the Deputy General Secretary of the union. The Agricultural Workers Union have released a statement ahead of today's celebration, and in their statement they say that Farmers' Day is meaningless without a Ghana Agricultural Service. All the celebration we have is meaningless if we do not have an agricultural service. They say that, I think I will read the statement for you so that you would appreciate what the General Agricultural Workers Union have been saying concerning the Farmers' Day celebration and what they also expect from us. So just a moment whilst I find the statement from GAWU, the General Agricultural Workers Union. You know that today is the 41st Farmers' Day, the 41st Farmers' Day celebration. Well, I'll find the statement and then I would read it to you, to your hearing, so you can appreciate what the General Agricultural Workers Union is saying. But all in all, they are saying that there ought to be, they say that we need to have an agricultural service. That is what will help us We need to have an agricultural service. I have the statements now, but let's have the conversation after that. I'll read the statement to you. Dr. Pascal Kaba is the Deputy General Secretary of GAU. Good morning, sir. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, but I'm really suffering to hear.
Okay, is this better? Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Ahead of the Farmers' Day celebration, you said that Farmers' Day is meaningless without the establishment of a Ghana Agricultural Service. When you say a Ghana Agricultural Service, what is GAU expecting it to be?
Yes, when we talk about Ghana Agriculture, just like we have with the Ghana Education Service and we quite have with the Ghana Health Service, what we expect is that if you look at the agriculture sector, there's a lot of stopgap measures in terms of addressing issues within the sector. However, we don't have anybody with that kind of mandate to ensure that the sustainability in whatever interventions we are doing in the agriculture sector are done and sustained. If you look, for instance, at the current agenda of this current government, where even linking it to the team, we should eat Ghana, feed Ghana, eat Ghana, secure the future. Those on the grassroots to do those things are the Department of Agriculture staff. However, this Department of Agriculture staff belong to a different ministry, which is the Ministry of Local Government. They don't belong to the Ministry of Agriculture. The Ministry of Agriculture, in terms of extension services and in terms of dealing with farmers, are only based in Accra. And so at the end of the day, when the ministry comes out of interventions towards ensuring that we eat Ghana, we feed Ghana, the people who are supposed to do that work don't exist to do the work. Because you as a ministry cannot do your things and expect a different ministry to carry out your policy interventions for you.
And so that is why
until we have a Ghana Agriculture Service where there is synergy from with a similar structure like the way we have the Ghana Health Service, the Ghana Education Service, where from district level to regional level to national level, we have an agency that ensures that when it comes to agriculture policies and agriculture decisions, there's synergy in implementation of those policies. Whilst the ministry focuses on formulating the policies, then the service does what we do in terms of making sure that those policies are carried out.
At the moment, with the agric sector that we have, as a General Agricultural Workers Union, would you say that our agricultural sector is really providing for the needs of the country?
Yes. The sectors, in fact, when we look at in all the sectors in Ghana we have, agriculture is the only sector that we have comparative advantage. When you talk of other sectors, we don't have comparative advantage in those sectors. But unfortunately for us, because if you even look at in terms of our employment rates, how many people are employed in agriculture and how many people are employed in the other sectors, you see that agriculture leads all the sector in terms of employment. And so that should tell you that this is an old profession of ours. And so we know how to do agriculture more than we know how to do the other things. The only problem we have is that currently there is no synergy in terms of what we are doing within the sector to provide the needs of the citizenry.
Today we celebrate the Farmers' Day, a day that we set aside to appreciate the efforts of our farmers. Have we only paid lip service to our farmers as a country?
Basically, on a bigger note, yes, we've paid more lip service to agriculture than we have paid to the other sectors. If you look, for instance, at the farmer extension ratio, where we have 1 is to 1,500. This is the sector that gives us the food we eat. This is the sector that ensures that, and we should bear in mind, once you eat good food, you don't need to go to the hospital. Food in itself is medication. So once you eat good and quality food without the chemicals and other things in it, then you should be sure that you are already healthy. But unfortunately, this is the sector where we don't have the people to ensure that we eat the good food and we get the quality food to eat. Because 1 is 1,500. when you look at, for instance, you look at what is it in terms of education. In terms of education, teacher to student ratio, the standard is 1:25. In Ghana, we have 1:19. Yet every year we keep recruiting, getting clearance to recruit more teachers. But we don't. We have agriculture colleges who turn out graduates from the colleges of agriculture who are unfortunately unemployed, and there's never clearance to employ them. Currently, this government is doing a certain system where they are putting them on a voluntary service, which means that after that period, they will go out of the system. And this is unfortunate that the sector that really contributes to, that really gives us, which is our backbone, we don't give the kind of seriousness we have to give to it like the other sectors.
About the 1:1,500. Please place some emphasis on it so that we can better appreciate it.
Yes, when we talk about the farmer extension ratio, the recommended farmer extension ratio is 1:500, which means that for every 500 farmers, we should have one extension person taking care of them. Unfortunately, in Ghana, we have 1:1,500. So which means that for every 1,500 farmers, we have just one extension person taking care of them. This in itself is just about the human being. When it now even comes to logistics to take care of these farmers, we go around the country, the most deprived sector of our country is the Department of Agriculture. They barely have motorbikes or vehicles to move around. A whole district, they don't even have a vehicle to move around. When you look at other sectors, like let's say health, and you look at education, even sub-districts have vehicles that move around. We place so much emphasis on curative instead of preventive in this country, forgetting very well that once people eat well, they will even fall sick for you to be talking about taking care of their health needs. So in this country, more emphasis is placed rather on curative than preventive. We are not preventing people from falling sick, but I want people to fall sick so they will treat them. We are not preventing people from even the fundamentals of learning how to do farming and other things, and we are not inculcating the habit of people appreciating the need to go into farming as a country. So these are some of the things we as a union think that government must refocus in terms of, if we can continue to be telling ourselves that agriculture is the backbone of our economy, but many a times the interventions that are being put in place don't go to address the core things that should be done to ensure that this backbone of our economy get its rightful place.
You are calling for an urgent recapitalization of Cocoa Board. Tell us about it.
Yes. Cocoa Board, as we all know, the only sector of our economy that gives us sustained income, sustained foreign direct investment. For instance, every money that Cocoa Board makes, that money comes straight to Ghana. No part of that money goes to any other person. So 100% of the resources that Cocoa Board generates in terms of their income, all that money comes back to Ghana. That is why in Ghana, it is only Cocoa Board that has the right to buy cocoa beans and export cocoa beans. So every money Cocoa Board makes is Ghana's money. Unfortunately, this sector is currently bewildered with a lot of debts. And government is giving a blind eye to this sector. What it means is that in the long run, Cocoa Board will not have the needed resources to carry out their mandate in terms of extension services to farmers for us to get the needed cocoa beans to export. Because once they don't have the resources to do the work, definitely the extension services will not be done, chemicals, agrochemicals will not be given to farmers, and then our cocoa production definitely will decline. And when that declines, what it means is that we are losing out on the resources and the revenues we get from Cocoa Board. So what we are saying is that, like government has been doing for other sectors, especially the banking sector and then ECG. They recapitalize the banks when they realize that the banks are not doing well. They recapitalize ECG with special levies that are imposed on us for us to pay towards recapitalizing ECG. Why can't the government do a similar thing for Cocoa Board so that Cocoa Board gets back its rightful place to ensure that they give us the needed foreign direct investment? So that's what we are calling on the government to do. That we can't leave the debts of Cocoa Board on the hands of the management of Cocoa Board, and with all those that we don't expect them to turn the fortunes in the sector. We are doing something to ensure that they have peace of mind to work for us to. Currently, we are second in terms of cocoa production in the whole world. We are being threatened by Ecuador. If we don't take time, we might even go to number 4 if some of these things are not done. But we can get back our number 1 position if the sector is recapitalized and staff motivated, with farmers also getting the needed extension services. Because of this debt issue, they are unable to employ. They are unable to employ, and so it also goes to worsen the farmer extension ratio we are talking about here.
You are calling for a horticulture institute. You raise concerns about research work done into our agric sector.
Yes. In 2013, the board of the Center for Scientific and Industrial Research recommended they actually approved for the establishment of a horticulture research institute, which is to be based in the elsewhere Brown Half region. And after that approval was given, to date, nothing has come out of it. If you look at the horticulture sector, especially our tree crops and then vegetables, and this is another area that Ghana can take direct interest in and benefit a lot from the sector in terms of exports in mangoes, in banana, in pineapples, as well as vegetables. We gain a lot from this sector in terms of foreign direct investment. However, we don't have a dedicated research institute to ensure that we produce the right varieties as well as we produce drought-resistant varieties that enables these, especially when it comes to tomato. Shelf life for tomato is very short. With a dedicated research institute in horticulture, they will go into more deeper analysis of what can be done to ensure that the shelf life of tomatoes, the shelf life of onions is prolonged, such that after these things are produced, it stays longer and can be exported in its raw state. Also, even in terms of yielding, with a dedicated research center towards horticulture, when it comes to mangoes, when it comes to avocado and other things which we export, in terms of yielding, we will come out with varieties that are high yielding. Currently, the mango sector is faced with what we call the black pot disease. With a dedicated research center, more research will be done into the remedies towards solving the issue of the black pot disease for us to have more beautiful mangoes that we can export for foreign direct investment.
Today we celebrate our farmers. As the General Agricultural Workers Union, what is your message to the hard-working farmers who take care of us as a country?
Yes, we as a union commend the hard-working farmers of Ghana, and we tell every Ghanaian that if only this morning or even last night you got something to eat, you should be grateful to the farmer. These are people who go through a lot of harsh and trial, going through dilapidated roads, boarding dilapidated means of transport, to ensure that every day we have something to eat, and to ensure that they do things that ensure that we are healthy in terms of our food needs. So we commend these farmers, and we urge them never to give up within the challenges they face, but to have hope that the sector will continue to talk on the challenges faced in the sector, and we expect policy bearers, duty bearers to give us our rightful position in terms of where we belong when it comes to the agriculture sector. So we urge all farmers, congratulations to them, and are equal to them, and we also urge the government to stop the lip service and dedicate more resources toward the agriculture sector.
Dr. Pascal Kaba, we are grateful for your time. We understand that the General Agricultural Workers Union is also at the Farmers' Day celebration, and so it won't take all of your time. So you can also appreciate the celebration happening across the country. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Dr. Pascal Kaba is the Deputy General Secretary for the General Agricultural Workers Union. They say that we cannot continue to pay lip service to the agri sector. We should do more, and in doing more, we should set up an agricultural service, same way we have the health service, the education service. We should have an agricultural service if we say that agriculture is really the backbone of the economy. That's all for the conversation on main discussion here on the Farmers' Day edition of ABC in the morning. We'll take a break. I'll be opening the phone lines when I return, so you can call us. You have something to say to our farmers. Call us and share your thoughts with us. 053-916-1609. 053-916-1609. Call us and share your thoughts with us. And after that, we'll bring you the latest in the world of sports. After this break, stay with us.
Rent back with the beer open. Come on, come see you. Wait, this guy. My friend, still form.
It's the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telecel Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telecel Play app to obtain and start winning in the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
When is campaign? If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto etiaka. Inti ene, uno banu mumpe baby amubeda. Oh, no abeka. You did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. I easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey there and welcome to Streets with Day. On this episode, we are at Circle going to ask people a few questions about the new products of Gino. Stay tuned and follow me. Pacho, your say? Okay. Into your first question, one say, we should Gino adverts now. Omo nyumbi ende no omo kan bibi wo ho. Omo kan dey.
Gino Macris, hi. Ananya no.
3 sentences, 3 words. Wait me catch me. Gino bibi. Wait me catch me.
Oh, ready you wanna.
But you want to mean Gino.
Me too bad. Anyway, I'm ready to
Wow, I love Gino. I can't miss this one. Is Gino pepper and onion?
Yes, that's correct. So here's your gifts for it.
Wow, thank you.
Hey, Gino. Tomatoes paste. And the onion, pepper womb, bibia womb. What the budget love for no
Gino.
Perfume rice. I perfume rice. Different ones, Saba.
Aye. But we tomato paste near there, Gino.
As for that, the
perfume
rice. No papa ni and
what you have to say to our farmers. We can't thank our farmers enough. Today is Farmers Day. Call us and share your thoughts with us on our farmers. 053-916-1609. 053-916-1609. We cannot underestimate the work our farmers do. Someone just told us during ABC Speaks how raising yam mounds is, the energy intensive work that it is, and that cuts across every part of farming. We had Mr. Peko here tell us the work they do in fishing, how they spend days on end on the water. We've spoken with cocoa farmer groups so many times on ABC News GH, and they've told us the work they do. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. My name is Akosia Menu, calling from Ashaiman.
Okay, Akosia, thank you for calling. Share your thoughts with us. What do you have to say to our farmers?
Today is Farmers Day, and I'm very happy because my father was a farmer. My mother was also a farmer. Okay. And today being Farmers Day, I want the whole country to celebrate farmers because they are doing so well. Okay. But when they bring their food stuff to the market men give them small money. It's not good. The government should do something about it so that farmers will reap the benefits of their toil. Thank you very much.
All right, Akosia Bedu, thank you. Farmers, indeed, this is always a big issue. The energy, the resources they put into farming, they get the produce. Now the middle person being the market people having to buy it. Now beyond that, the selling, and that middle is where sometimes the issue comes. They say that the market women are buying it, or the market men and women are buying it for too little from the farmers and selling it for too high to the consumer. Very interesting. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your TV so that I can hear you.
Good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from, sir?
I'm Lama.
Okay. Share your thoughts with us. What do you have to say to our farmers?
Oh, happy Farmers Day to my great grandfather.
To your great grandfather?
He was actually a farmer and is now dead.
Okay. All right, Lama, thank you.
Okay.
Lama sending happy Farmers Day to his late great grandfather who was a farmer. Very Farmers Day, interesting. Well, I mean, we stand on the shoulders of our forebearers and we see into the future. So yes, thank you. We are grateful to you for the work you've done in feeding us, our farmers. We can't thank you enough. Look at the tomatoes, the garden eggs, everything. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Please, I'm Rose and I'm calling from Kumasi.
Rose, thank you for calling. What do you have to say to our farmers?
Please, I want to say thank you. Without them, we couldn't have gotten to eat.
Okay. All right, Rose. Thank you. Indeed. But Rose, are you a farmer? Do you have a family member who is a farmer?
Yes, my grandfather is actually a farmer.
Okay, what does he farm? What is he into?
Cocoa, yam, and other stuff.
Okay. All right, Rose. Thank you so much. And that's Rose calling from Kumasi. Says that her grandfather is a farmer. She thanks farmers because without them we wouldn't get food to eat. And indeed, we would not have had food to eat. And so our farmers, thank you. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Please turn down the volume of your TV so that you can hear me and I can also hear you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Francis.
Francis, calling from?
Amasamai.
All right. Francis, what do you have to say to our farmers?
Oh, great farmers. This morning, I'm happy to hear that this is today's Farmers Day. I'm good to them. They are helping us. One of the two things are disturbing. The farmers are going through a lot.
Okay.
Because they don't have a lot of help. Like farmers do like this, they're supposed to supply them boots, machines. A lot of problems happen to them.
Okay. All right, Francis.
Yes. So this thing is, my father is a farmer. My mother too is a farmer. They are going through a lot of things. If you see a farmer coming to a family, coming to the house, doing a lot of, they are doing a lot. They are doing a lot. So we are pleading to the government to help them.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Francis. Francis is thankful to farmers and he's calling on government to help our farmers. Government should help our farmers with more. 0539161609. Call and let's hear what you have to say on today's very beautiful Farmers Day edition of ABC in the Morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Kujo from Labadi.
All right, Kujo, what do you have to say to our farmers?
No, I would like to thank all farmers across the country because without them, we'll not even have food to eat.
Okay.
Yeah, and I used to be a farmer myself.
Okay. What were you farming? What were you cultivating?
Maize and then some vegetables.
Okay.
Yes, and I would like to call on the government to at least reach to the people at the rural areas and help them so that after farming they can sell their farm products.
Okay. Did you say you used to farm? Why did you stop?
I mean, there's no money because I farm and then at the end of the day I have to throw the things away because we don't have people to buy our products. So I have to stop and look for something else to do.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Kujo, for calling and sharing your thoughts with us. Kujo says that we have to do more for our farmers, for he had to stop because he wasn't making money from it, and so he had to channel his energies into something else. This is the sad reality for many of our farmers. At some point they are tired, and what hurts me so much, and yes, I am becoming emotional about, hurts me so much is when you see farms being destroyed for illegal mining, Galamsey, and you hear the comments, it's our land, we'll do what we want with it. We are killing ourselves for gold. And so we are imploring our farmers, please, 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 don't give out your lands for illegal mining. We beg you. We beg you. We really beg you. Do not give out your lands for illegal mining. It affects all of us as a people. The generation yet unborn, would we want them to come and say that our forefathers, our forebears, did not think about us, and so they desecrated the land? We really thank farmers, those who are farming on a large scale, those who are farming on a small scale, those who are farming in the backyard of their homes. We thank you. We really, really thank you for the food you are giving us and for helping us. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, what's your name and where are you calling from, sir?
Yeah, this is Francis. I'm Alanyo. I'm calling from Ubum.
Okay.
Francis. Constitution.
Okay, Francis, thank you so much for calling. What do you have to say?
Yeah. Good, happy Farmers Day.
Okay.
But this Ubum Domia Blast situation over here for the farmers, they are using their farm to collect. People are disturbing them, using their land to collect sand. People prepare the nest, this thing, pineapple and those things. But before you realize these things, people, land guard and those things, they will send their bulldozers to their farmers and collect from them. Before the farmers will enter into his farm, they destroy everything. What things are going on over here? So we are pleading on the government to take care of these things very well.
Okay.
Because people are going through a lot of things. You do a farm, then before you realize, they will collect sand and destroy your farm. But if you borrow somebody money, when you prepare, if you do the farm, then somebody will use one day and destroy it. If you go into this, they say so and so, the land is for this and this, but you pay for the land before they give it to you. Before you realize, the night, nowadays they are doing it at night. Before you realize, you sleep, then they are doing work inside your farm.
Have you brought this to the attention of the police in the community?
Domina Black Constitution.
Yes. Have you brought it to the attention of the authorities?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Yes. With your concerns, have you brought it up to the authorities? Is the authorities aware that this is the issue you are facing?
No, we have no authority. We have no authority. We have nothing to say. So you the media people to come around and those things are going around. You hear a lot of problems. People will tell you.
Where did you say you are again? Domia Bra.
Domina Bra, Obo Constitution. Ade Obo electoral area.
Okay, where is it situated? Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. And these are some of the concerns farmers have. Pay for a land to till, to work, and then somebody also comes and is doing other activities that are adverse to the farming you're doing. And so you've borrowed money and then you lose everything. Rather unfortunate, but we still appreciate our farmers. I cannot appreciate you enough for all that you do for us. We thank you. The food you give us, we thank you for keeping the ecosystem running. We thank you so, so much. But that's all for Ghana Speaks this morning on ABC in the morning. It's time for the latest in the world of sports right after this break. Stay with us.
Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Welcome back. Eugene Oforisoti joins me here for the latest in the world of sports. Today, there's going to be a lot. We've all made predictions, but we'll be waiting for the ultimate prediction. Eugene, you're welcome.
Thank you. Today is the D-Day.
It is. But before we even go into the D-Day, what do you have to say to our farmers? Have you farmed before?
Farmed before?
Or have you fished before?
So I come from a fishing background. My grandfather was a fisherman. I think his father was a fisherman. I think my father, before he went to school, did some fishing. So he did some fishing for the first 20 years of his life. So I think I'm the only one who has broken the... So I come from a fishing background. I think there was also a family land for farming, but I don't live there. So that's the only experience I had with farming. I think at home we also had a backyard garden with a few plantains and other things, so we did a few things. I think that's my only experience with farming so far. So I think it's right that we wish all farmers well, because it's through them that we have energy to even do the work we are doing today. So happy Farmers Day to all farmers, and also especially happy Farmers Day to Mr. Nelson Asiedu. He deals in agricultural stuff. He sells agricultural stuff. He also is one of those people who import stuff for farmers, and he was our neighbor, so he does a lot for farmers. He's also one of the people I know who is in this agriculture business.
Shout out to your neighbor.
Yeah, it's my neighbor. Shout out to Mr. Nelson Asiedu. He's the closest person I know to anything related to farming.
Interesting. Well, for me, so much farming. My aunt is a farmer, so I used to eat a lot of farm produce.
Then that explains it. You have a lot of interest and experience.
Oh, yes.
So you've done some farming yourself?
I haven't, but I know a lot of farmers, so I'm grateful for their lives. Well, tell us what we should be expecting today and what you have for us on the sports segment this morning.
Well, so for today's sports segment, we'll be looking primarily on the World Cup draw. Once again, we'll look at the pot. We'll remind ourselves on the pots and the various teams in the various pots. So there you have it again, the host nations, Canada, Mexico, USA. Then we have some of the winners: Spain, Argentina, France, England, Brazil, and also some of the big teams who have attempted and got closer: Portugal, the Netherlands, who have been to the World Cup final 3 times and have failed to win in each of their 3 attempts. And then Belgium, as well as the also 2014 winners, Germany as well. Portugal has Croatia, and the first African country, Morocco. We've got Colombia, Uruguay, Switzerland, Japan, Senegal, the second African country in pot 2, and then Islamic Republic of Iran, Korea Republic, Ecuador, Austria, and then Australia. Then for pot 3, there's Norway, there's Panama, there's Egypt, there's Algeria, there's Scotland, there's Paraguay, there's Tunisia, there's La Côte d'Ivoire, there's Uzbekistan to their first ever World Cup. Then there's Qatar, who are host of the last World Cup. There's Saudi Arabia, there's South Africa for pot 3. Then for pot 4, that's where there's Jordan, who are also making to their first ever World Cup. Then there's Cape Verde making to their first ever World Cup. Then there's Ghana, who is making to their first ever World Cup, but Ghana is in pot 4. Then there's Curacao making to their first ever World Cup. There's Haiti, who are making to their second ever World Cup. And then there is New Zealand, who are making also to their second World Cup. Well, Ghana, this is our 5th World Cup attempt. In our first World Cup, we are in pot 4. In our first World Cup in 2006, we were in pot 4. Also in 2022, we were in pot 4. But in 2010, we moved to pot 3. In 2014, because we did well in 2006 and we did well in 2010, and because we had gone to the final of the AFCONs, we moved to pot 2 in 2014. That's where our dismal performance came in, and from there we returned to pot 4. And from our pot 4 in 2022, we've had very dismal performances. So of course, we are not even the leading team in pot 4 now. But let's take a look at the draw assistants for the night. It turns out that former England international Rio Ferdinand will lead the draw, and then also the draw assistants. We also see one of the greats in terms of American sports, Tom Brady, also be in there for the draw, as well as Shaquille O'Neal, who's also one of the former NBA greats. So there you have it on the screen. Rio Ferdinand is the conductor for the draw. Samantha Jones is a co-conductor. And then for the draw assistants, we've got Tom Brady, Wayne Gretzky, Aaron Judge, and then Shaquille O'Neal. So that's going to be a high-powered.
The red carpet is Ellie Manning.
Yeah, the red carpet host as well is Ellie Manning. So that's it for that. Then let's also look at a few things from the draw. ABC Sports and the general ABC Newsroom, we also did our permutations and combinations. And so let's have it there. So James Makion predicts a group for Ghana where there will be Canada, who are making it to their 3rd ever World Cup and their 2nd successive ever World Cup attempt. They were there at the last World Cup in 2022. It predicts a Ghana-Australia. Remember that Ghana met Australia in 2010. We drew 1-0 with them. Asamaja scored a late penalty. Then we'll face off with Panama, and then Ghana also in the last in that group. So that's James Makion, who will be hosting our show today. Then the great ABENA Mante herself, she predicts a USA, Uruguay, Qatar, Ghana group. That's also quite manageable from ABENA Mante. And then as well, let's go to the next person on the list. I predict a USA, Austria, Saudi Arabia, and Ghana group there. And then let's have other members of the team. Sam Wanimabu, who is a producer for the ABC in the Morning, says he predicts a Germany, Switzerland, and Paraguay. Now, Germany was in a group with Ghana in 2010. Ghana played the first World Cup in Germany in 2006, but Ghana was in a group. But Ghana was in a group with Germany in 2010. We lost by goal to Mesut Ozil. We also in a group with Germany in 2014. We played a 2-2 draw. That game was tagged as the best game of the tournament, with Germany going on to win the tournament. Then there's Switzerland, there's Paraguay in that group. That's for someone in Mabo. That would be a very keenly contested group. Then for Godwin, who is our social media executive at the company, he says he predicts a Spain, Iran, Qatar group. That's also going to be very interesting, because Iran is not a minnow in terms of World Cup. They've got very good players like Mediterranean, Seda Azmor, and other players. They did very well. Even though they struggled to exit from the group stage of the competitions to progress to the knockout stages, they give teams a run for their money. They faced Morocco in the 2018 World Cup, so Iran will not be and as for Spain, we know them. They won the World Cup in 2010. Their only ever World Cup they've won at the moment. So that's Godwin's prediction for the World Cup draw. Well, so that's all for the World Cup draw from our team. We have a special World Cup draw show today at 4 p.m. when we'll have the flyer on the show. We've got some interesting guests on the show today. We are able to speak to the former sports minister, the Honorable Edwin Ilante van der Poel, when the draw is done, to have his thoughts on our preparations towards the World Cup. Remember, there's an interministerial committee that's spearheading Ghana's preparations for the World Cup. We'll speak to him because he was one of our ministers under the previous Mahama-led administration. He knows some of the mistakes that went on, and he will know the things to rectify. He's also a former sports journalist himself, and so he'll have a thing or two to tell us about the posts and about the various groups and what to expect. They'll also be speaking to the chairman of the Youth and Sports Committee of Parliament, the Honorable Dr. Ernest Harry Nogbe, also MP for Ashama. He's also be telling us a few things about the ports as well. And because they are the oversight committee, they also be telling us a few things about what they know about the interministerial committee, as well as the work that will have to be put in for Ghana to go into the World Cup. They also have a sports analyst, Emmanuel Tufo Jr., also to talk to there. So it's a packed show. Would love to have our viewers. We'll rope in our viewers. It's a well researched show. A lot of things have gone in, hours, sleepless nights, putting in research and information to your. So tonight's production, you see a lot of effort will be in it, and we will not be alone. We'll try and get you the viewers in. Once the ports are in, we'll open our phone lines for our viewers to also join in and share their thoughts with us on the various ports and what they believe the predictions for the knockout stages will be. Remember that this draw, it's now 48 teams, and the small maths we did in school, 48 divided by 4 is 12. 12 for 48. So it means there will be 12 groups of 4 teams in each group. So one team from each pot and would make it, but they will make sure that no African team will meet each other. I think with the exception of Europe, that they are likely to meet. 2 European teams can be in the same group. No other continent will have 2 teams from the same continent in the same group. So no 2 African teams will be in the same group, but you will see 2 European teams in the same group there. So that's it for the 2026 World Cup, which happens from 4 p.m. The draw itself is at 5 p.m., but we'll start the build up here at 4 p.m. with the interesting conversations there. Then yesterday, the big news. You remember yesterday I told you that the teams are dropping their list for the AFCON. Right. Nigeria dropped their 54-man professional list, whilst others have dropped their actual 26-27-man squad. Yesterday night, Nigeria was hit with some big news. Their captain, William Troost-Ekong, has announced he has retired from the Super Eagles. I saw it and I said, how? You're going to an AFCON. Why don't you go? Your name is in the professional list. Yes, and as the captain, you will go. But okay, so he spoke to Sky Sports yesterday after he announced the resignation. Let's listen to his thinking behind his resignation. I also have a lot of thinking to share.
Time and thinking gone into this decision. I just felt like the right time for me. I think I've had such a great run with the Super Eagles to be part of that team for over 10 years. Of course, the decision was also slightly weighed by missing out on the World Cup now. I think that was one of my big targets for how I envisioned maybe ending my time with the team. And I just feel like there's been a gradual passing of the baton from where I am as one of the players in the team and one of the leaders, captain of the team now. So it felt like the right time to step away and let the next generation and the boys that I've been playing with for the last years, give them a chance to write their own story. But yeah, it feels sad, bittersweet, but it just felt like the right time for me. It's been such a big part of my identity, something that I've been so proud of. Just to be part of that team is one of the biggest honours that I've had in my life so far. And yeah, it's been so nice, so many great memories, amazing tournaments, and being part of a group which has become like a family to me. I don't really know where to start, because in 2015, when I had my first call up under Stephen Keshi, I couldn't.
So that's Nigerian skipper William Troost-Ekong there. So he's now giving the explanation behind his decision to retire prematurely from the national team. But he has spent a decade. He joined the team in 2010, and so he is 2025. So he's been a decade at the national team. Let's also have his a summary of his national team appearances, or his national team CV. So there you have it on the screen. He has been to 3 AFCONs. He has played in 1 World Cup. He was there at the 2018 World Cup. He has scored 8 goals. He has played 7,072 minutes, and he has the tally of 5 goals, and he has the current record of the highest number of goals scored by a defender in the history of the AFCON. Now, at last year's AFCON, he won the player of the tournament. Even though Nigeria did not win the AFCON, he played a crucial role in ensuring that Nigeria reached the final of the AFCON. And so, with all the star players like Victor Osimhen and Ademina Lookman, William Troost-Ekong won the player of the tournament. I think it's his resignation. It might be a sign of a very intelligent player. His retirement for the national team, I think he saw the signs were clear that his game time will be very limited heading into the AFCON, because in the World Cup playoffs very recently, I think just a few weeks ago, in their first game against Gabon, he had very limited time. When the game was almost done, the result was beyond the reach of the Gabonese team, then he was brought in. Then in the game against the DR Congo team, he did not even feature at all, even though he was Nigeria's best penalty taker. Especially when it was very clear that the game was going to penalties, Trustekon should have been brought on into the team to feature, especially the penalty shootout. He didn't feature at all. So I think for him, the signs were clear that he's going to get limited time. And I think he wants to be remembered highly for when he featured prominently. I think that's a problem with African players. We do too well, and then we forget that we should leave the stage when the applause are very high. And I think that's what Trustekon has done. When the applause are high, for example, when he announced his retirement, a lot of comments are telling him he should rescind his decision and make a return to the team. But I think from the interview he has done, his mind is made up. He decided to give the chance to other players like Sheni Ajayi, Chidozie Awasiem, and the others to also get their chance in the AFCON. Maybe when he leaves the national team, maybe he thinks that Nigeria will have the chance to win the AFCON again. And because they are not going to the World Cup, winning the AFCON is non-negotiable for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Eric Shaw, their manager, is under pressure. In a few days' time, we'll see them release their full, at most 27-man squad. Away from that, let's go to the English Premier League. Yesterday, Manchester United failed to win at home at the Old Trafford. Remember last week, they failed to win against Everton. This week, they also failed to win against West Ham. They led by a goal to West Ham drew parity with Songoto Mangasa, ending the game at 1-1. Let's take a look at the highlights.